Alright, so I played 4 characters this league. One of them was Chronomancer. I really like this ascendancy. I think it's got some cool things going on. It's just that there's not indications of whether or not things are working. And I really think they need to add a lot of animation work and some kind of signaling that shows you it's working. So the first thing, let's talk about apex of the moment. Enemies are slowed in your presence by 20%. Okay? So there's nothing indicating around here to tell me that it's actually working unless you just kind of notice the enemies are slower. I am running Blasphemy. Here, let me turn that off. It would be nice if there was like a faint aura showing you where the aura ends. Not a really, really loud and colorful one, just kind of a faint one that lets you know, hey, it's working. That's the first thing. The second thing is this move here, where you can teleport. It's really cool. It replenishes you. So, like, if you get damaged and then you use it, you'll go back to your original mana and life and energy shield. The thing is that it's kind of hard to see where those end up in the heat of battle with how crazy the end game gets sometimes. See that? Like, I can track this pretty easily when I'm not fighting.
Not yet.
But the problem is that when you're fighting, you lose track of it. And I just wonder if it would be cooler if you could choose maybe like where along the line it goes. So I'm imagining the ability be like you hit it and then your character slowly starts going back and then you hit it again. You know, maybe not slowly goes back, but like goes back slow enough that you can track it. So that, like, while you're going back, you'd be like, chink, boom, and then you could, like, choose which end of it you'd want to stop. That, because watch what happens sometimes. Like, you might go like this, and then be like, all right, okay, now I'm way back here, right? Like, and I was, like, say I'm fighting over here. Well, now I'm all the way on the other screen again. Which, I mean, that could get you out of danger. But maybe all you really wanted to do was, like, jump in, attack something, jump back, attack something. You know, like maybe that's how you wanted to use it, but it's really hard to do that. So I'm just imagining like some kind of way for you to choose like along the path of where you end up. That would be kind of nice. The last thing I want to talk about is inevitability. This grants inevitable agony. And so if you look at this, it says that basically you curse the target and then starts keeping track of all the damage you're doing to the target while it's cursed. And then when the curse ends, it'll do 33% of that damage all at once. Okay? And that sounds like pretty good, right? So you go like this. You cast that. Now, part of the problem here is that I cannot tell if any of these supports work. So like if you look at the tooltip, I can put cast speed, like yeah, that makes it faster. The delay, yeah, that works. It'll initiate faster. What about this though? Deliberation, 20% more damage. Does that track and then give me more damage? It says damage tracked by curse 33%. Doesn't change when I put this on, but I can use it. Same with concentrated area. If you look at this, if I take it off, the radius is bigger. I put it back on, it's smaller. Okay, so the area of effect seems to be working, but is the damage being tracked working? I don't know. Inevitable agony is basically used on a boss, right? So you want to basically like barrage the boss or nuke the boss as best you can while this is on, so that it'll do 33% of that damage again. All right, once again, an indication that it's working would be nice. So I'm imagining like once the duration is ended and all the 33% of that damage is then dealt, there's like a mini time freeze, just like a and it just like hits them again, you know, some kind of like Bushido like Final Fantasy VII looking thing, you know, just like shink, and it like hits him again, and the guy's like, oh, you know, like I'm like that would make it feel so satisfying, right? As it is now, it doesn't do anything. Like you can't tell, did it work? Like you're like, did do damage? I don't know. Let me show you. Okay. So here, make sure you have to make sure your blasphemy's off because you can't double curse. You know. Okay, here. Let's curse him again. Hit him again. Hit him again. Hit him again. Now let's... Okay, it wore off and it did work, right? I saw a little bit of life go down. Man, it's really not a lot though, is it? You know? It's really not a lot. So, I mean, obviously it's dependent on how much damage you're doing. But here, let's curse him. Let's curse him. Let's try again.
Tomorrow is at hand.
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird because he phased. Okay, so let's... Hang on. Let me get rid of his energy shield really quick. Okay. So here, let's curse him with the curse, and then let's hit him with this. And let's see. It's going to wear off. There, it did. It hurt him again a little bit. Did you see that? On the life bar. And there, I died trying to demonstrate this. So it's like... I kind of just wish that, like, once it wore off, there was, like, a mini time freeze. And just like the time freeze you have, but it doesn't last that long. It's just like a mini one, just to demonstrate that he's being hit again. So it's like, boom, and then like, and then like it hits him, you know? And then you can put some like freaking cool, you know, time clock Bushido symbol, kanji symbol or something, you know? Make it anime. I don't know. I'm just saying that would make it feel way cooler. And then here's the other thing. I think perhaps they should allow it to have the double curse ability so that you can have other curses on the boss and that one at the same time if you want. I feel like that would just give it a buff. And if not that, then I think they should probably buff the damage or allow the supports to buff the damage in some way. And then make it notable on this here on the tooltip where it says 33%. Like if I put this in, that number should go up, you know. I think that would be nice. Okay, so anyway, that's my thoughts on the improvements they could make to Chronomancer. A lot of it is just like visuals and gameplay feel. You know, I just think it would just be so much more satisfying to use some of these things if you could control them better and then visually see what they're doing and if it's working.
Shatter. Storming vigilance, beholden to his will. So long as divinity disgraces the world, no one is safe. You stand in the way of hope. Utopia cannot be stopped. You don't stand a chance. My flesh is unimportant.
This is not a good build. Okay, it's not a good build, I know that. Check out my other build that used the Pandemonious unique, the one that everyone is sleeping on. Check out that build if you want a good build.